Welcome to Lesson 7.3. Today we're going to talk about steady-state food layering. You know that feeling, maybe in the afternoon, where your brain just kind of fogs up, or that jittery, unfocused feeling you can get after eating? Well, what we're covering today is a simple idea that can really help with that.
At its core, steady-state food layering is about creating a simple, repeatable food system that helps you go slow to go fast. And what you're going to see is that when it comes to keeping your brain's energy stable and ready for learning, the order in which you eat your food can make a huge difference.
All right, so first things first, let's define this main idea. What exactly do we mean by steady state?
When we talk about steady state for your brain, what we mean is having your energy stay stable enough to really focus, without that up and down energy roller coaster that can be so draining. It's about having a calm, consistent ability to think and learn.
So, on your page, you'll see the first question. Pause the video for a moment and write down what steady state means to you in your own words. Now, let's talk a little more about that energy roller coaster. I think it's a feeling a lot of us are familiar with, that big energy spike followed by a sudden crash.
This really gets to a key concept. It's not just what you eat, but the order of your food that affects how you feel. Think about it for a second. How do you feel when energy from food hits your system really fast versus when it's more of a slow, steady release?
On your workbook page, you'll see these two patterns described. Take a moment to circle the one you relate to more often. Then, think about those spike and crash moments. When do they usually happen for you?
Go ahead and pause here to fill that part in.
Okay, so if we want to avoid that roller coaster, how do we actually create a more steady state? Well, we can build a system using 4 simple layers. It's actually pretty straightforward once you see it.
Layer number 1, and this is the most important one, is fiber first. This is the foundation that makes the whole system work.
So why is this so important? Well, you can think of fiber like a gatekeeper. It literally slows down the speed of absorption. This helps energy enter your bloodstream in a nice, steady way instead of all at once in a big rush.
In your workbook, you'll see some examples. I want you to look at that list, circle 2 options that you would actually eat, and then write down your top choice. Go ahead and pause to do that now. All right, now for layer 2. Now this one is completely optional, and it's really important that we're only talking about food-based vinegar here. So this could be something like a vinaigrette on a salad, or even pickles. For some people, this can help support that steadier absorption pattern we're looking for. But here's a crucial safety note. If it ever bothers your stomach, you just skip it. It's as simple as that. Go ahead and fill in your choice for this layer in the workbook, and then you can pause. Okay, let's move on to layer 3, protein and fat. This is the layer that provides that long-lasting, sustained energy. This is the layer that really helps you stay steady for longer. It supports that sustained energy and helps reduce that annoying pattern of feeling hungry again just 20 minutes after you eat. So just like before, take a look at the examples on your page, circle 2 options you like, and then write down your number 1 choice. Go ahead and pause here to do that. And that brings us to our final layer, layer 4, starches and sweets last. And this is a really important point. This does not mean these foods are bad. Not at all. You see, it's just that the timing matters. When you put the starch last, you really reduce that big energy spike. You still get all the energy from it, but it hits your system much more slowly because the fiber and protein you ate first are already doing their job. So, putting it all together, this layering system supports a calm build. Instead of that familiar hype and crash cycle, you get a much steadier entry into a state of focus. Take a moment to write that idea in your own words in your workbook. Okay, so now that we understand the 4 layers, it's time to put this into practice. Let's build a simple plan. In your workbook, you're going to design just 1 layered meal or snack. First, pick a situation, like right after school. Then walk through the steps. What will be your fiber? What about your protein and fat? Then your starch, if you have one. And of course, remember to plan for water. All right, this is where you can pause the video and take a few minutes to fill out your plan in that Apply It section of your workbook. Great. Now, to finish up, let's do a quick check-in to make sure this is something you can actually use. Look at the Systems Check section on your page. There are 2 questions there to think about. First, which of these 4 layers feels like the easiest one for you to start with? And second,
What is one obstacle you might run into, and how could you plan for it?
And for the final question, think about one simple layered swap you can test this week and decide when you're going to test it. Go ahead and pause here to finish up the page.
So the big idea from this whole lesson is really simple. Order matters. And for our focus and learning, steady always beats spikes.
Coming up in our next lesson, we'll talk about how to turn this into a full system and create a reset plan for those weeks when you're feeling especially tired. I'll see you then.